Well, hello to you, and here we have a clean install of a Joomla content management system, or CMS, and we're going to now take this clean install, and you'll see that I have both tabs open so that we have the main website in one tab and then we have the administration area in the other tab. So I'm just going to log in now to the administrator section of the Joomla website, where we can start to configure the website ready for use. You will see that there are two different sets of menus. I tend to use the menus at the top here, and you'll see that they all have sub-menu drop downs which get you all the way around the back end of the Joomla administration. So the other thing as well is that I have here a standardized set of actions that I take when I'm installing key extensions, modules and plugins into the back. This way I just follow this list and it just stops me having to think about it. And I have all of these files are all on my hard drive, so I haven't got to go to the Joomla extensions directory in order to find them each time. And these numbers here are just the versions, and they probably need to be updated now, which you'll see when I start to install. So the very first thing that I like to do with the Joomla setup is to install a very good, what you see is what you get, WYSIWYG editor. So I'm now going to go to the back end, and to add extensions and extra functionality to a Joomla website, you'll see here there's extensions and then manage, and you'll see here it says install, and this is the area where you will install all new functionality, new programs, new abilities to take the basic Joomla installation and make it do some really special things. And you'll see that all that has to happen is that you click on here, and I happen to have all of my files in here, Joomla 3, and you will see that at the bottom, because I've put all of my extensions and plugins, etc., modules in their own folders so I can find them quickly. So we double click here, and here is the WYSIWYG editor that I want to install. It's called JCK Suite, and we will just click open, and you'll see now that the content management system is working and it is installing. You can see at the top here on the tab that it's working, and of course here is a little indication that it's uploading. So what it's doing is uploading folders from my hard drive up to the online server. So this is why it takes a little while, because it's actually transferring electronically the files from my hard drive up to the online server. And everything you see in the administration is actually online, is on the internet. It's not on my computer. So you must always be patient. Depending on how fast your connection is, you need to be patient and let the electronics do what they need to do. Now, okay, so here, this white box, sometimes you get various installation instructions here. They haven't come up this time. So we'll just refresh the page. Okay, and so now this is a plugin. So in extensions, you'll see plugins here. So we'll click on plugins, and that goes to the plugin section. You can see in the top left-hand corner. And we're looking now down. These are the installed plugins. So here we have the JCK editor. You can see here that it's actually a green tick, so that means it is actually activated. So the next step for this is to actually tell the system that we want to use this editor as the default editor for this particular installation. So we go to global configuration, and you'll see that some of these things are populated with this particular website name, and you'll see here editors, etc., and default editor. So you'll see you get tooltips each time you hover over these titles, and it'll give you an idea what it's about. So here I'm going to choose Joomla CK editor, and what I also like to do with the system is to lengthen the session to 60 minutes from the 15 that it's set at. You can always reduce this again later, but while you're working on your website, you'll find that if it's set for 15 minutes, you're forever logging in and it logs itself out again. So I like to have a session lifetime of at least an hour while I'm working on it, so that basically the administration stays open throughout the time. So we've done that already. So here we save. Now here we can save and leave everything open, and here we will save and close down the global configuration. So I'll do that right now. Okay, so I'm going to check that the editor is actually being used. So we're going to go now to content, where you would create articles, and we're going to say add a new article, and this is just to check that the editor is actually being used as a default. And here we are. This is the actual editor that I like to use and find the most flexible. Okay, so I'm now just going to cancel this. If I wanted to keep this as an article, I would actually save it, or I would save and close. You must, at the end of using anything in the back end, is click on save and close, because if you leave it open and somebody else comes along trying to edit it, sometimes they can be blocked out of editing it until you have closed it yourself. So obviously I clicked on save and close, but there's no details in here or here, so it won't. So we're just going to press cancel. Okay, so that's our very first extension installed. So it was manage, install, and then we were installing a plugin, and we went to the plugins to make sure that it actually was activated and configured the way that we want it to look. So I'll leave that video for there, and then we'll come back and do some more jobs.